Microstrategy Death Cross. Stick around to the end of the video and I'll talk a little bit about how Todd's playing this pullback in Microstrategy. So taking a look at Microstrategy on a chart over here at E-Trade, let's zoom in a little bit and we can see that the 50 is about to cross the 200. So when the 50 crosses below the 200, it looks like it may have just... This is called a death cross. This is the opposite of a golden cross. This is confirming a downtrend. So you see all the averages are starting to cross down. This is basic stuff. If you need help with technical analysis, Todd has an e-guide over that Unconventional Wealth Ideas. The volume 1 is technical analysis. So I was doing some research into MicroStrategy and Bitcoin, and I just noticed that we caught that little bounce today in Bitcoin, and I calculated it here from the lows of 107.8 up to 113.7, I think was the highs. That's a 5.1% bounce. 5.1% bounce. When we look at MicroStrategy from the lows of the 21st of 294 up to 305 is only a 3.7% move up. So Bitcoin moved up 5.1%. And MicroStrategy only moved up 3.7%. So MicroStrategy is supposed to have a higher beta than Bitcoin. It's supposed to basically be leveraged Bitcoin, but we haven't been seeing that same performance lately. I spoke to this in one of my previous videos. I think that's because of that premium that MicroStrategy has over the Bitcoin that it holds. I think we're starting to see that premium compress, which should lead MicroStrategy to underperform the underlying asset, which is Bitcoin. If I am bullish on MicroStrategy, which at this current time I'm really not, if I am going to look for a way to play MicroStrategy, I prefer MSTY, because MSTY is going to give you those dividends, which allows you to live financially free from your brokerage without having to spend the principal. So that's what we're doing over here at the FIRE community at Unconventional Wealth Ideas, is we're living that FIRE lifestyle. And to do so, you need to generate income so that you're able to pay your bills and be able to live that FIRE lifestyle. So if you were to buy MicroStrategy, there's no way for you to swipe your debit card and to buy stuff without having to sell the stock. So when you sell the stock, then you're left with cash that you need to redeploy somewhere, and you're constantly having to look for stocks to move in and out of, and that's not a sustainable strategy. So that's why the Unconventional Wealth Idea strategy is very simple for most people to do. We're getting these dividends every week now from a lot of these Yieldmax funds, and we're using those dividends to pay our bills and to add on dips and to live that FIRE program. So if you need help doing so, join the community over there, Unconventional Wealth Ideas. Join the Discord. You're going to get Todd's phone number. Use promo code Mike, M-I-K-E, for 10% off. There is a better way to invest than buying these high-flying stocks and hoping you're able to time the market. So Todd's been going live a lot on the team strategy sessions, talking about how he's using these inverse ETFs to not only generate income, but to, give him some protection to the downside and actually make money on the way down. So if we're bearish on MicroStrategy and MSTY, winter is the short income strategy from Yieldmax for MicroStrategy. So it has a nice healthy yield. If we look over here on the Yieldmax website, it's a very attractive yield similar to MSTY, but this is going to get you performance to the downside. So we have that death cross on MicroStrategy. It might be a good time to swap MSTY or add to the winter position and maybe take some off that MSTY position and get set up for more downside in Bitcoin. If you're curious about how much of these short income ETFs to be buying and how to weight these with the longs, Todd's talking about it a lot over there at his strategy sessions. Hey guys, just filming this ending on the 22nd here, and it looks like we did go ahead and get that death cross that I was talking about when I made the video last night. So keep an eye on MicroStrategy and Bitcoin. The death cross is obviously not a good sign when we're seeing these averages cross down. Looks like we're in a little downtrend with MicroStrategy and Bitcoin. A lot of turbulence going on in the markets with all these headlines with the North Korea missile and the trade war going on. So let's stay vigilant. I'll see you guys in the Discord. See you over at Circle. Let's have a good week.